Saryuken Hockey against Gamu Gamu no Bajrangan, resounding in the sky on Nigashima. The collision of the two really had a big impact. On the surrounding area, the clouds darkened, and black lightning thundered through the night, where Kaido's fire dragon is seen devouring Luffy's enormous fist. On the other, Luffy, who still has the properties of rubber, looks red with the heat from Kaido's fire dragon ore. At this point, in the middle of Luffy, who winced in pain, Kaido said, "I have to admit you're great too, for being able to face me this far. Even so, you won't be able to change this world." In the middle, Kaido stared intently into Luffy's eyes. Then he remembered his past. When he was little, at that time Kaido was still 10 years old, but he managed to complete a very difficult mission and crowned as the strongest warrior of Vodka Kingdom. 46 years ago, in Vodka Kingdom, there was a fierce debate between the young Kaido and the king, where is seen the conversation, where the Vodka Empire cannot stop fighting and have to win and earn money from other countries to pay heaven's tribute, otherwise they will lose their rights as human beings in this world. Here young Kaido then asks why everyone has to submit to the Tendo Pito nation, but Kaido's words were immediately denied by the king, and ordered Kaido, who was bound by chains, for immediate inclusion on board a naval vessel, because Kaido is too strong for the Vodka Empire. Here, Kaido immediately got angry and shouted, and asked why he had to be a dog. The government and a marine over there said that the Vodka Empire gave up Kaido. Then Royal Vodka will be given the right to attend reply. Spontaneously Kaido shouted, "Don't make me your political tool." But in the middle of the trip, it was seen that the Marines were panicking because Kaido managed to escape. At that time his bounty also appeared, and Kaido's head is valued at 70 million berry. But a few moments later the Marines managed to catch Kaido again. But Kaido finally ran away again, and argued that Kaido deliberately gave himself up just because of hunger, where the ship is a prison ship and not a canteen. After 2 years of Kaido's adventure, exactly 44 years ago on the island of the Hajinosu pirates, it was seen that Kaido appeared there and beat up the pirates, where everyone there is surprised, where Kaido is very strong, even though he was only 15 years old. Then Whitebeard appeared and said to Kaido, "Hey boy, are you interested in becoming a pirate? Rocks wanna meet you how?" And since then Hachinosu was surprised, because Kaido joined the legendary Rocks pirates, and made them all the more invincible, where it was later shown that someone was calling Kaido, told him that there was a problem and asked him to go to God Vale, where after a while came the news. If the great group of Rocks pirates has been conquered, which surprised all the pirates, because Rocks is a group full of monsters, and was defeated by a marine named Garp, and rumors that they last due to internal divisions. Then see Big Mom screaming at Kaido, who wants to leave, after the God Valley incident 10 years passed, where visible Higurashi appear, and said that currently the figure that is a symbol of strength is Kaido, where throughout human history, strength is always the solution to solving various problems. Because humans are beasts, the strong will prey on the weak, where Kaido, who looks more mature, appears and says, if that's true, because now is the time for former members of the Rock Pirates to rule. Where at that time for Kaido human values could only be determined through war. Some time passed, where Kaido has mastered Wanakuni and has a Yamato child. He heard from Yamato's mouth that he mentioned Joy Boy's name, where Kaido was talking to King, if he is the figure of the same person as the person you are waiting for, then I already know who Joy Boy's identity is. It looks like Odin's wish to open Wano country is for the sake of welcoming Joy Boy, and we are brought to the present, where the strength of Kaido and Luffy are still clashing with each other, and collided, causing a tremendous vibration. The CB0 member, who escaped from Wanakuni, was shocked by what he saw. On the other, Momonosuke was still pulling Onigashima and Yamato was screaming, "Luffy will win, he will definitely win. Do it, Momosuke. Where is Momonosuke?" Then shout out Homuragumo, "Obey my orders." The party at Wano is still going on, where everyone laughs, welcoming the end of the festival not knowing what really happened. Meanwhile, Treasure Shrine's second floor where Denjiro, Hiri and Orochi are. Seeing Denjiro said that Hiri has fought and continues to persist through the years until today. Outside, Momonosuke is panicking because the island will fall.
Yamato shouted that this is really bad.
Because the Homuragumo has vanished, the Onigashima begins to collapse and unbalance. The situation faced by Momonosuke ends up amazing and forces Momonosuke to succeed this time, where he managed to get the Homuragumo out and dragging Onigashima from under Luffy, where, in the middle of Kaido holding Luffy's punch with his fangs, Kaido asked, "What kind of world do you want, Mugiwara?" Luffy, who was holding back the heat from Kaido's fire, screamed while moaning, "I will create a world where my friends can eat until their stomachs are full." Immediately Luffy's power peaked. His fist became more shining and seemed to have succeeded in injuring Kaido without having to touch him. Luffy's punch becomes really heavy and very strong and made a mighty shake across the sky. A surprised Kaido where his form has returned to a normal dragon, and not Luffy, in the end managed to hit Kaido with a crushing blow. The black ore was really surging in that night, and Kaido's body sped up and fell downwards. In the middle of Kaido, who already knows that he has lost, he also remembers his words with King. "I already know who the identity of Joy Boy is." King also replied, "Who do you think it is?" And Kaido smiled while saying, "He is the one who will eventually defeat me." And the king replied, "If so, I don't think he'll ever come." In the middle of Kaido, who was helpless and fell down, unconscious, seen a lantern from Wano residents who have hope. Hopefully someone toppled the monstrous dragon and made the Katsuki family return. Finally, the war that started 20 years ago is over. After Kaido received Luffy's Badge Gun attack, he also changed back to his human form, and when he continued to sink underground, and finally fell into a large magma chamber under Wano, which also turned out to be the case with Big Mom. As a result, several cracks began to form under the Wano Sea. On the other, Yamato catches Luffy as he turns back to normal and passes out, and he praised Luffy and Momonosuke for their actions. "Great, you guys. This is indeed amazing." And the narrator said the battle above Onigashima was precisely in the sky of Wano country, won by Luffy. Meanwhile, in the flower capital, the fire festival ended with great fanfare. Tengayama Hitetsu thought back to how the shop made its sky lanterns, and how did he know that Shimatsuki Yasu allowed himself to be rested, even though he knew that he would be killed, because of his role as daimyo in the past. When Deku asked why his father would do something like that, Tatsu replied that he did it to give Wano another chance for the future. If Yasu didn't do that then the fire of hope that has been gathered will be extinguished, where he gave his life to protect Wano's future, and do it all for the sake of Taku's future happiness. Then Taku was seen rewriting his request, and showed it to Hitetsu, where Hitetsu smiled, and said that for a samurai this is the greatest honor. Where is the lantern that originally said, "I want to see you, daddy," turned into "Thank you, father," and that hope flew into the night sky Wano when Nekama Musi saw the sky lantern, where the fire festival lanterns really made her miss this sight. He screamed and declared to everyone in Onigashima that Luffy has defeated Kaido, and Momonosuke stopped Onigashima from crash landing. And although everyone is surprised to learn that Momonosuke is a devil fruit eater, but everyone is happy to know that the war with Bis pirates is finally over, and they were able to defeat 2 of the Furyenko. On the other, we can see that Usopp took the unconscious Kinemon and Kikinoyo to Chopper for treatment. So did Frankie bring Zoro to him? Meanwhile outside Wano, Momonosuke tells Zenesha that he has decided not to open Wano's borders, and Zenesha accepted his wish and followed Momonosuke's decision, and will not doubt it anymore. Momo also thanks Zenesha, and coincides with when she feels what she believes. Where the Beast Pirates, however, refuse to believe that Kaido has lost, because they are the crew of a Yonko, and still believe they had the advantage in numbers. Here, looks Frankie really angry and want to fight, but Brook held him back, as Yamato stepped forward and told the Beast Pirates that they had all died once. If Onigashima falls like what Kaido wants, and if they are serious about continuing to fight the people who saved them, he would personally attend to it himself. Everyone then began to feel the ground shake, and the Baba Nuki were informed that there was unusual activity going on at the surface of the sea, where we can see Big Mom's and Kaido's bodies being baked in the lava, and at that time a big eruption occurred under the sea, and Luffy is officially declared the winner. Decisive battle. The people in the Flower Capital witnessed the explosion and became confused, and when everyone starts to question what really happened, Momonosuke in the form of a dragon appeared before the people, who originally thought he was Kaido. But Momo clarifies that he is not Kaido, and that the eruption is a sign of the end of Kaido's history. He changed back to his human form, as several others emerged from the smoke, including Hiyori in the guise of Komurasaki, for they all thought that he was dead. And then Denjiro, who everyone still thinks of as Kyoshiro. Denjiro tells everyone that the story is very long. But first he wants everyone to meet the new shogun of Wano. All the residents started to get scared by the appearance of the dragon in the Flower Capital, but the people in the Flower Capital began to calm down after realizing that the pink dragon they saw was not Kaido, which is where Komurasaki and Kyoshiro appeared, until the smoke starts to clear, and followed by the appearance of Kinemon, Kawamatsu, Inuarashi, Nekamamushi, Reizo, Shinobu and Kikinoyu, which people know as the 9 Red Scabbards or the Akazaya 9. The citizens were taken by surprise by this unexpected turn of events. People started requesting to prepare light pictures to transmit this historical development all over Wano, and left everyone shocked by what had happened in the Flower Capital. Near the accident site Onigashima, Yamato finally met the other Straw Hat members, and while some people are surprised to know that he is the son of Kaido, he convinced them that Yamato was not the enemy, and from now on he will join the Mugiwara members. Usopp and Nami react with shock. Frankie is confused. Brook and Sanji greeted him happily, and Robin with her laugh, until Jinbei said that he couldn't allow it carelessly, before hearing the captain speak directly. Even though currently Luffy and Zoro are being treated by Chopper, Usopp then asked Tamar, how long does his devil fruit power last? And he reveals that his tamed Sifter will be back to normal after 1 month. He also said that animals can choose what life they like, this saying that he wanted to stay and be by Tama's side. On the other hand, precisely in the transmission of the light image, the Straw Hat crew also saw Momonosuke's shadow starting to step forward, and that's when the Akazaya 9 bowed to him, where Momonosuke also announced to all the people of Wano what had happened. Wano residents are surprised upon discovering that he is Kozuki Oden's son, and Momo keeps screaming, since 20 years have passed since the death of my father, Kozuki Oden. He announced that they are now free from the tyrannical rule of Kaido and Kurozumi Orochi, and they no longer have to pay for clean drinking water. There will not even be slavery anymore, and the factories that polluted their once beautiful land to ruin. Now Tamar is crying into Nami's arms when she remembers Luffy's promise to her, where Luffy will make Wano country. It will definitely be a place where you can eat until you are full every day. Momonosuke tells people that during his voyage, he met a very strong and passionate friend. Together formed an alliance of ninja, pirates, Ming, samurai and invaded Onigashima. To everyone's surprise, Momonosuke announces that Kaido, Orochi and the Beast Pirates have all been defeated. The Wano people cheered, because they were finally free from those criminals. Though Momonosuke was starting to get nervous, he was pushed by Kinemon and announced his name. Then Momonosuke's adult form is finally shown, where he proclaims himself the new shogun of Wano. He asked the Wano people to lend their strength, and together they will restore Wano to its former glory. Everyone was crying by Momonosuke's proclamation, as Momonosuke convinces himself that he will keep his promise to his parents. After that, he hugged his little sister Hiri for a long-awaited hug. And this is the moment of the birth of Kozuki Momonosuke Shogun of Wano country, whose name will echo far and wide in the future.
Taking the world, you'll see they'll be calling